I see y'all at the Top Tribe. Happy Tuesday to all of you. I almost forgot. Happy Tuesday to all of you. Just wanted to come on real quick to encourage you on today. Y'all, so many people are losing loved ones. There's so many funerals are going on. So many funerals are being planned, and some have already been taken place since the beginning of this year. It's been crazy. Yet we have to understand that God is still on the throne. God knows what he's doing. Everybody has their day. Our job is just to get ready. Our job, it needs to be focused on that when God calls us home, that we want to hear the words, that we will hear those words, servant well done. Last week, I started, my last video was talking about Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, the 1st through the 13th verse. And I told you I was going to only read a couple of verses, but I ended up reading more because I got so excited. When you understand the promises of God, when you understand that God has not changed his mind about you, or his plans for you have not changed, it just makes me excited about God plans for my life. Even though I don't know what all the plans are, I know that there's something that God has special for me. I just have to do the necessary work. And so yesterday, I'm sitting at my office. I'm sitting in my office working, and I looked at the book. I told y'all about it a couple of weeks ago, I believe, or last week I talked about it. Make Life Count, Maximizing Our Time on Earth by Larry Brookins. I was looking at that book, and my mind went back to about 3 years ago when it had to be about 3 years ago. I was talking to a good friend of mine, and I said, I don't know what happened, but we missed something. Something happened along the way it's something that we missed, and I'm talking about as it's spiritual, something that we missed along the way. And my mind went back to growing up, where a lot of church songs, they was always talking about going to heaven. And I was sharing with them, and Let's Talk About It Saturday, how a friend of mine's, childhood friend, that we grew up in the same church, and how at 6 years old, every time, until he left the church, every time they asked him to sing, his song was, soon and very soon we're going to see the King. And I was like, oh my God, he was singing this song at 6 years old. Here it is, he just got here, and this is what he was talking about. But that's what we was conditioned to believe. Come here, eventually, we're going to go through trials and tribulations, but when we get to heaven, we're going to be able to sing and shout. We ain't going to have no more trouble, no more this, and that is true. However, they forgot about living down here. The saints of God, the saints of old, were so busy worried about concentrating on, going to heaven, that they forgot that God wanted to bring heaven down here too. God wanted us to experience heaven down here too. So when a person like Miles Monroe came on the scene talking about kingdom living and using your gifts outside of church, it was foreign to a lot of us. Yet Miles Monroe stood on what God had revealed to him, and he put out books. And now here it is. There are books that he put out years and years ago, and now it's more popular. Now it's number one sellers now, because of the fact people are coming to the understanding that, way we did miss something. It's more to it than just serving in church. God created us to serve outside the church as well. But it's going to cost us. It's going to cost us our way of thinking. It's going to cost us our way of behaving. It's going to cost us how we respond to things. We have to respond to things the way God wants us to respond. And a lot of us, I'll just speak to myself, because I was conditioned to believe certain things for so long. Not saying that it was all wrong. I'm not saying that. But we didn't know all of it. I'll say this. We was taught right, but some things we wasn't taught. Some things they just didn't know. And now God is giving people, and he has gave people revelation. And now more and more people are coming into the revelation. Like, it's more to it than this. And so it's important for us to tap in. It's so important for us in this season to take some time out and spend some time with God, because there's purpose inside of all of us. It's purpose inside of all of us. You are not waking up every morning just to be waking up. There's something that God wants to give you revelation of, so you could be able to help somebody else. And when I look at people like Miles Monroe, when I look at people like Larry Brookins and T.D. Jakes and others who have years ago have put out books and things to help us even in this timing. And this is so important for us to understand that timing is everything. And yes, God may be calling you to do something right now that it may not be popular. Listen, when Miles Monroe wrote this book, God said, get this book. I got this book in 2024. And this morning, God said, look at when it was written. It was written in 2011. People weren't talking about kingdom, not where I was at, not where I come from. People weren't talking about kingdom living. But this is what he was talking about. Kingdom living. This is what he was talking about. Purpose. Right here, purpose. And that's what we miss. Purpose. We miss understanding that we were created to do things outside of church. That's how we pull disciples in. This is how we make disciples of Christ, is that we got to go out into the world. We got to go out into the highways and byways and compel men, not just to preach, but how we live, how we think, how we respond. This is bigger than us. And I was like, oh my God, this is the missing piece. Purpose. This is what we were missing, understanding purpose. So I encourage you on today. Sit with God. Sit with God. Take some time out during your day and sit with God. And I just believe God is going to reveal to you because he's speaking. He's revealing to people. That's why people are coming on, making podcasts. They writing books and creating journals and workbooks and everything because God is giving them a revelation. And let me show y'all something. God had me to pull this book out. Now, I already had this book out. God said, pull this book out. Then I had to pull out this book, T.D. Jakes, Disrupted Thinking. Then God said, pull out your journal, my journal, Faith, Finance, and Fitness. It's called My Journey to Faith, Finance, and Fitness. God said, look at it. Here it is, 2011. I didn't get this book to 2024. He came out with this. He published this book in 2018. I didn't get this book until 2024. He published this book in 2023. I got this book in 2024. I hope somebody get this. I published this book in 2024. And here it is, all different years. These books, y'all got to excuse me. All these 4 books, all different years, different authors. But guess what? They all lead to the same thing, purpose. Promises of God, because you're not getting these promises of God unless you find your purpose. And in each of these books, and even with my journal, it's talking about faith, finance, and fitness. That is kingdom living. That is kingdom living. When you're talking about disruptive thinking, T.D. Jakes is letting us know, in order for you to change the world, you got to change your mindset. Here it is, Paul talked about that. Don't be conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Here it is. Larry Brooke is talking about this. And I mean, you talking about kingdom. And he just, very transparent with this. Like, look, y'all, you got to maximize your time. You was here on purpose to do what God has called you to do. And here it is, kingdom living. Look how thick this book is. Miles Monroe was very in-depth with this book. Yet he talked about kingdom, how we supposed to live, what we're supposed to do down here. 4 different authors, but at the same time, it gives the same outcome. Kingdom living. This is what we got to understand. It's about kingdom living down here on earth. We already know what's set for us when we go to heaven, but God has created us on purpose for a purpose so people can enjoy some of the kingdom down here. And that was the missing piece. Purpose. So I encourage you, find your purpose, be blessed, and I'll see y'all at the top.